have a seat. And what's your first name?
My name is Jean.
And tell us your story, Jean.
Part of it started at birth. I have abnormalities in my hip bone, my pelvis, and I've got an extra lumbar. So anatomically, I'm always out of balance. And I'm a very adventurous person, so I've had accidents, torn almost every ligament and muscle in my body. Which, as I'm getting older, it's all coming to fruition. As I became more spiritually aware, then healing took place in my body. So I have an ongoing muscle issue.
Yep.
The ligaments tear around the sacrum, which causes mobility problems. I have breathing problems because the diaphragm constantly locks.
Right.
Everything just goes like concrete. We've gone past the concrete stage, but it's just getting the body to actually function like a normal body, so I can breathe, so I can walk, so I can have a quality of life, which I don't really have.
Yeah. Okay. And you've mentioned you've done something with your ankle. Tell us about that.
Broke the fibula, first broken bone. The bone's healed really well, but because there's extensive ligament damage in the ankle, I've torn the ligaments off the bones. I've done so much damage. It's just taking longer to heal.
Yeah.
It's been stable, but then my sacrum or sacral area starts to grizzle,
Right.
which goes through my legs, so I can't put foot on.
Yeah.
So we're just reflecting. We're just going round and round in circles.
Right. Okay.
And it's just through the whole body.
So we need to break that cycle. Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool.
Definitely.
Right. So I'm going to get you to close your eyes.
I'll take my shoes off too, so I can.
Was it Joan or Jean?
Jean.
Jean. Jean. Yeah. Cool. Right. Cool. All right. Cool. Now the surgeon, the spirit surgeon that's working through me is called Dr. Augusto de Almeida. He's been in spirit world 200 years. Jean, he's saying, Jean, what do you think the purpose of your incarnation is?
From what I know, it was actually to heal from all my other incarnations that I probably didn't heal. Clear things from other incarnations that I hadn't cleared. So it's really for me, it's a really big healing journey in this life, just to completely clear things.
Okay. He's going to give you a different idea. What if the point of your incarnation is to know yourself as God?
That's a good idea.
That's a bloody good idea. Though I'd say so myself.
Part of this incarnation too is to actually learn to love myself.
Right,
And
okay,
that's
so
the big thing.
let's explore this idea that you're here, all of you, each and every one of you, to know yourself as God. To know yourself as God. Now, if you think about what God is, love, some would say light, joy, happiness, peace, forgiving, allowing, the more you embody those qualities in your day-to-day life, the more you become like God, the more you become attuned to God. That makes sense? It's nice, a simple philosophy, isn't it? Okay. Now, so for Jean, she's been focused on fixing herself. So she's been focused on what's wrong. So guess what happens? You get more what's wrong. Yeah? But if you change your focus to knowing yourself as God, and knowing yourself as God, everything is fixable. Now, this is an interesting little thought for you. If you think about what God is, think about what you perceive God is in very loose terms. So let's say God is love, God is healing, God is benevolent, God is kind, God is generous. When you are feeling those feelings, you're drawing closer to God. Now, when you're feeling other things like, help, I can't do this isn't working, you're pulling yourself away from God. So God helps you best when you are feeling an energy that is God-like. So when you move into your power, knowing yourself as God, more healing energy can come through. Okay, So, another way of looking at it is this. Were Jean to spend the rest of her life trying to fix all the other little conditions created in previous incarnations, plus the ones created this lifetime, she may or may not know herself at the end of this incarnation as God. Whereas, if she knows herself as God, then all those little afflictions will, of course, be healed through her time here. Okay, so, Jean, I want you just internally, just to see what it would be like to let go of all the afflictions, to just let them go. Because the afflictions aren't of God. Your loving, your caring, your benevolence, your kindness, your generosity, your patience, that's all of God. So you can keep all of that. But everything else, you can pretty much let go. Okay. How does it feel when you do that?
It feels good.
Feels good. It feels good. All right.
Perfect as it should be.
Yeah, you've all got an internal system that lets you know when something is good or right for you. It won't let you know whether something is good or right for somebody else. It's an internal system just for you. It's designed just for you. Now I'm going to use a little mantra, a little saying here, which is, I am learning to know myself as God. See how that feels as you run that one through. I am learning to know myself as God. And audience, you can try this as well. See how it feels for you. If it feels better than what you have been thinking, change the old thoughts and use this new one. I'm learning to know myself as God. I am learning to know myself as God. And you are God and everybody else is God. And everything in creation is God. Everything is God. God is here having an experience through you, through me. God is talking to God. God is listening to God. Yeah? Okay. Now, what's happening in your body at the moment, Jean?
I can just feel a lot of energy moving through my body.
A lot of energy.
A lot
Cool.
of energy.
A lot.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, it's not as simple as just sitting here and thinking, I am God, and then I start performing miracles, walking on water and levitating. That's not quite how this works. It's all about knowing yourself and everybody else as God, and feeling yourself as God would feel. The love, the generosity of spirit, the kindness. And as you feel those feelings, you're going to bring yourself closer to God and the power that can come through you. And that power will self-right things within your physical forms without you needing to be good or put money in a collection box or be a certain way. God is impartial, and God is an energy that we're all a part of and that we all have access to. Now, let's get you moving around and just see how you feel. Yeah?
I feel very heavy actually. I don't feel very stable
Yeah.
in my body. That's all my, just like, yeah. Just, my legs through here actually feel very tight.
Very
I don't
tight,
feel very
yeah.
supportive
Yeah.
in my legs.
Right,
Yeah,
cool.
So
Right, and so
the
then
ankle
just
feels fine.
sit here. Yeah, the ankle's good.
Although
but this,
walking there is pain just coming up through here. But it's like the legs have sort of just blocked.
yeah, cool.
Down there.
All right. So the surgeon initially is working on the whole issue. What is the whole issue? And the whole issue is you not knowing yourself yet as God. But that's a good one for you to work with, isn't it? To know yourself as you go through this life, to become more like God by being as we imagine God would be. And even children can imagine how God would be. Now, legs are about standing up for ourselves. Whenever there's a problem with our legs, it's about standing up for ourselves. And each of you through this lifetime will have lessons around that. Why do babies have legs? So they can learn to walk, so they can learn to stand up for themselves. We all have that journey in some way this lifetime. We all have to learn to stand up for ourselves. It can be to a person verbally, it can be stand up for ourselves financially, it can be a variety of different ways. One of the things that you've got in your energy field is you don't like going against the will of others.
I think it's called a peacekeeper, isn't it?
But then I've got a voice saying to me, and why the hell not? Okay, other people have will, free will. You have free will as well. Okay, but sometimes you are allowing their will to affect you adversely. And you know that is so, but you still don't do anything. All right, now you have free will. You have free will to do something different. Yeah. One of the things you can do is remove yourself from their energy. You can stand up for yourself more. Yeah, that's why the legs being a problem is you've needed to stand up for yourself more. Which is better? To be the peacekeeper so that there's peace out there, but inside there's turmoil because we know we shouldn't have given way, or there's turmoil out there, but we're at peace because we know we did or said the right thing. Yeah, so
balance is my issue, because when I do stand up, I fight to the core. So I guess for me it's finding the balance of.
And that's exactly what's happening with your body. It's the balance. Okay, so when is it right to fight, and when is it right not to? All right. Now this is the thing, guys. It's your experience in this body, and you've got to listen to your feelings. Your feelings are going to tell you if something you need to fight or not. Your feelings are going to tell you. Yes, we've got to stay in touch with our feelings. Yeah, but we've got a whole educational system that teaches us not even to think, but it teaches us to be in here, memorizing facts which often aren't even true. And then to make us pay attention, we're given exams, memorizing facts that may or may not be true. This is the university, it's Harvard Medical School. At the end of the year, the Professor Emeritus stands up with his esteemed colleagues and congratulates all the new qualified doctors and says, well done, you've all studied really, really hard. It's been 5 years, 6 years for some of you. Hard slog, well done. You're here now, you're doctors. As I and my esteemed colleagues here send you out into the world, I've just got to tell you two things. Half of what we've taught you at Harvard Medical School is wrong. And we don't know which half. That's a true speech from Harvard Medical School, yeah? So all you can do is in each moment, do what feels right, yeah? That's all you can do. So you're not going to be able to find it in a book. You're not going to be able to base it on past experience. In this moment, what feels right? Do I say something? Do I stay quiet? And that's what you're learning. Okay. Your thoughts and your feelings are as valid as everybody else's. One of the things that happens in this world, we see it especially with politicians, if you've ever been to Parliament or watched it on the TV, is those that shout loudest sometimes win the day, not the ones that have the right answer, the wisdom, the truth, yeah? And so there will be times in your life where you look back and you think, oh, I should have said something. I knew that was going to happen, yeah? And so that's all part of this journey of learning that your thoughts, your feelings are just as important as everybody else's. All right, whole audience, I want you to say to yourself, my thoughts and my feelings are just as important as everybody else's. My thoughts and my feelings are just as important as everybody else's. And where we will get true moving forward for the human race is when people come together with that as like a realization. That you could have a group of people and the smartest person in the room could be a 3-year-old. Yeah? Yeah, so my thoughts and my feelings are just as important as anybody else's. Now, Quakers, one of their practices, when they have a service, somebody's inspired to speak. It could be anybody. It's not the preacher. It's anybody in the congregation. Could be an older person, a younger person, a child. Whoever feels inspired to speak by Spirit speaks, and that's how they hold their service. Right, let's try you walking again, see how that's feeling.
That's much better.
You're looking more normal.
That's a good way to lose weight, everybody. It's just spiritually dump it.
Yes, absolutely. That's all it is.
Oops.
Weight. When weight, look at the word weight. It's W-E-I-G-H-T and it's W-A-I-T. You're waiting for something. You're waiting for something to change, but usually you're holding on to emotion. Yeah? It can be old emotion, or it can be as a defense. There's somebody in your life right now that you have to protect yourself from, and you will carry weight. I'm thinking about writing a book called Is My Partner Killing Me? Yeah, or is your partner making you fat? It's the same principle, isn't it? It's the same principle. Right, lovely. Okay, give her a round of applause.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.